On this week's episode of The Pulse,
see how a beer festival is raising a glass to charity.
Find out about a Connecticut farm with a history that spans centuries.
And get a glimpse of Holland and Bridgeport.
I'm Sarah Anastasi.
And I'm Aaliyah Huntley. These stories and more on Sacred Heart's very own monthly news show.
You're watching The Pulse.
From Sacred Heart University in Fairfield, Connecticut, this is The Pulse.
There is no doubt that sipping great beer and spending time with friends makes for a good time. But what if that fun also supported a meaningful cause? I got to visit a unique beer festival that's cheersing to charity. Spring is in the air. And what better way to celebrate the start of the new season than with craft beer, fresh blooms, and a cause worth toasting to? Dozens of locals turned out for the 10th annual Greenhouse Beer Festival, hosted by Micro and Michael's Greenhouses, one of Connecticut's largest greenhouses, transformed into a vibrant, one-of-a-kind springtime beer garden. Attendees get to sip unlimited samples of local brews, dance to live bluegrass music, and enjoy delicious bites. The best part? 100% of proceeds go to charity. This year, one of the beneficiaries was the Feeding Families Foundation, a nonprofit that helps cover the cost of meals for caregivers of hospitalized children.
I have three daughters, all under the age of 7. When my middle daughter was just after her second birthday, was diagnosed with leukemia. As you can imagine, sort of life changes in an instant. And you sort of learn life, how to take care of a cancer kid, how to know when she needs blood and platelets. All these things are coming at you at once. And it sort of was always surprising to us in the hospital that children, of course, as the patient, are provided food, but the parent and caregiver of that child staying with that child is not. And, you know, if you go down to Yale, you could buy food at the cafeteria or you can order Uber Eats. But our daughter was 2. I wasn't going to leave her side. We came up with the idea of Feeding Families to make a bad situation just a little bit better.
Feeding Families aims to end hospital food insecurity and ease the financial strain on parents so they can focus on what truly matters, caring for their children.
You know, at a time where families, most people on high deductible health plans, usually one parent stops working, you're paying to park, you're paying for, gas to and from, extra childcare, the list goes on. It's sort of a kick you while you're down. Like now you have to pay for food and try to venture off and go find food, which, in a one-off setting, getting a tray of food for $10, $15 is probably fine. But for these critically ill children who are there for long term, that adds up very, very quickly.
Founded in 2023, the organization has quickly gained momentum.
We first started with 1 meal a day because we had no idea where we were going to fundraise, how this was going to go. About 5-6 months in, we switched to 2 meals. And at the close of our first year, we gave out 1,393 meals, not including our local food fair restaurants that donate through us. So, we're on pace to more than double that this year, and another 1,000 or so at Connecticut Children's.
Feeding Families currently partners with 3 hospitals and has attracted interest from medical centers across the country eager to join their mission.
We're sort of learning it as we go, how we're going to sustain all of this. But there's certainly the need, and where the need is, I think we'll be successful wherever we decide to expand to it.
Community collaborations are making a difference, like New Haven Pizza Club, which donates proceeds from select artwork to Feeding Families Foundation.
My project's called New Haven Pizza Club. It combines culture, art, pizza, philanthropy, all into sort of one spectrum. A good friend of mine, Michael Farber, who owns Micro, has been putting this event on for 10 years. Essentially gave me the opportunity to involve the charity Feeding Families Foundation that I work very closely with to become one of the benefactors in this event this year. Seeing as that I'm trying to raise as much funds as I can for the cause and spread awareness for the cause through my work, this seemed like an absolutely perfect marriage to just get them right into this event, get them in front of this big audience and be part of this, beautiful venue space. It's been pretty unbelievable to see the kind of tangible change that's happening on the hospital end, where you have people that are really suffering and going through hard times and having food insecurities. when pizza shows up unexpectedly, it kind of changes the trajectory of the whole room, the hospital, the parents, the caregivers, and everyone involved in that scenario, which is, very motivating and inspiring for me to see my art turn into funds and go to a cause like that.
The event featured over 20 vendors and breweries, as well as a food truck.
So if you come to the Beer Fest, you're going to get a variety of breweries from all different parts of Connecticut. Like I said, surrounding areas as well. So this is like people's opportunity to come and really try different styles of beer, different tastes that we have. It's just super fun. The greenhouse does like fun pretzels, necklaces. You're able to just kind of like socialize with a bunch of different places and kind of just build that connection with other people. It's just a fun environment overall, live music. Good proceeds, it goes to a good cause, and like everybody just gets to have like a fun time.
It's just a fun location, all these plants around. It's like, it's just a good time.
And who doesn't love some beer?
The Beer Festival has proven to be a great chance for the community to come together, not only for good beer, but for an even better cause. For The Pulse, Sarah Anastasi, Cheshire.
Lyman Orchards is one of the oldest farms in Connecticut, where the biggest tree they have is the family tree. Beatrice Lovato has the story.
Among the hills of Middlesex County, there is a farm whose homestead was built in 1864 and is now on the National Register of Historic Places. It's right here that the Lyman Orchards in Middlefield started. We're talking about a family-owned business that has been running for almost 300 years now.
So it starts in 1741. John and Hope Lyman, who are a young married couple, they live not far from here in Durham, Connecticut. They come to Middlefield and they buy a farm with a house and everything on it. And they do well. They expand their farm, 200 acres. They had 8 kids, 6 of whom grew up to adulthood, which was unusual for them.
Throughout the years, the activity has been passed from generation to generation, and the business keeps expanding and changing according to the circumstances. Now, Lyman Orchards covers more than 1,100 acres. Diana is the author of Die Children's Children, an historical novel based on the history of the Lymans.
I live not far, about a mile up from Lyman Orchards, and there's a sign out front that says, since 1741. And I said, going by that, as I put it, it's like catnip to a historian. Since 1741.
In the 1990s, some of the family members commissioned her to write a straight history of the family.
And as I was researching it, I just thought there's so much here. There's so many fabulous stories, interesting people. And so I thought, I will write a novel about this because I really want to tell it in a way that you can't with just a straight history.
It took her over 20 years to complete, as she wanted to base it as closely as possible on the historical facts.
It took a long time, but I think it really does, if you read it, it gives you a sense of these people, their lives, and they're, in a way, they were typical, they were ordinary. But there are some of them who were extraordinary. So you can read this and get a sense of what life was like for just about anybody in Connecticut from the mid-1700s down to after the Civil War.
She's also in charge of the Homestead Tour, where she shares the family history with many visitors.
This is the original deed for the first piece, a copy of it. It's in Middletown. They bought 37 acres, and then 2 weeks later, Hope, on her own, bought another 24 acres.
From the Revolution to the abolition of slavery, many are the themes that the family history is involved with, but agriculture is the common thread that unifies every generation. They have been using the same land to farm since 1741 and are on their 10th generation. John Lyman III is the current executive vice president. He says it's an honor to be part of a family that has remained a strong member of the community for so long.
That relationship with the community is really important, we take it serious and have that responsibility that we got to be good citizens. So we've tried, the family over the years have been very involved in community activities and things.
According to him, a deep faith, innovation, and adaptiveness are what made the business run for so long.
I think the family over the years, they're not afraid to try things. and have failed in certain ways, but also some of the failures have led to success, and others have been really just very innovative to do and have kind of directed a way we've moved through history.
History is also what fuels the present generation's love for the farm.
And knowing that, the history, when you go back and see some of the struggles that other family members had, that we were able to overcome it. So even though it gets hard today in certain times, you just have to kind of have that inspiration to looking back and say we can do it too. And so it kind of guides us and helps us to stay focused.
And it's not just about working the land. These days, Lyman Orchards has become a source of entertainment for the families, offering them fun activities like picking your own fruit, sunflower and corn mazes, and golf courses open all year.
So we have a lot of opportunity, and I think that, again, the next generation, there's plenty of opportunity for some family members who might want to get their hands dirty and farm, or they want to, be a golf instructor or whatever. We got, my dad always said we want to continue to grow the business and diversify, so it's always going to have some attraction to keeping family involved, and that's what we're trying to do.
With 284 years of experience, the Lyman Orchards Inc. is recognized as the 15th oldest family-owned business in America. For the Pulse, Beatrice Lovato, Middlefield.
Spring is putting on a spectacular show in Bridgeport. One local garden is drawing crowds with their bold bursts of color and Dutch history. Pavan Vinod has the story.
Spring is in full bloom in Bridgeport, and one historic house is putting on a show like no other. Let's take a look inside Colorblend's house and spring garden, where art, history, and 40,000 bulbs come to life.
Stepping to the gates of Colorblend Spring Garden, you enter a carefully curated floral experience designed by renowned Dutch garden artist Jacqueline van der Kloet. Her signature style ensures bold drifts of color blooming in waves from early April to mid-May. Although it is located just off the busy streets of Bridgeport, rows of tulips and daffodils stretch out like a living painting, all part of the Colorblend house and spring garden. Tim Schipper is the owner and the man behind the vision of Colorblends.
I import flower bulbs from the Netherlands. My grandfather was a flower bulb grower, and then my father did it, and now I do it. We import them here into the United States for distribution across the United States into people's gardens on a commercial scale and also a homeowner scale. What inspired me to do this garden, I always wanted to have a display garden, because the best way to show the flowers is for people to see them when they're flowering. So this piece of property came available in 2012, and the house was next to it. There was two separate properties, and I was able to purchase. So I really wanted to create kind of a living catalog for flower bulbs.
These daffodils are the first to bloom and welcome the spring.
What's really nice about them is they come back every year, and deer don't eat them. Rodents, moose, elk, nothing touches them, nothing eats them. So in our area, or in a lot of the country, it's a big problem with animals or critters eating stuff. So if you want something beautiful, you can plant, these are known as yellow trumpet daffodils, but I can show you a few more of all the different types. There's not just yellow, there's an incredible variety of daffodils.
Tulip season is officially underway. Following the early bloom of daffodils, the iconic tulips from Netherlands are now beginning to emerge. If the weather holds, the garden is expected to reach full bloom in the next 7 to 10 days, offering visitors a stunning seasonal display. Tim says it takes months of planning and planting to bring this vision to life, and it's all free and open to the public. And it's not just about flowers. Inside the historic 1903 Colonial Revival House, visitors also find rotating art exhibits in collaboration with Chris Dam, the founder of Bridgeport's Ursa Gallery.
Kind of organically evolved, where we had the garden, and then we had the house, and then it's kind of nice to open up the house and have an art gallery in there. And then for the first couple of years, we tried to do the art gallery ourselves, and we did a fair job of it, but was able to bump into Chris, and Chris was open to the idea. And we've now collaborated for the last 4 years on doing the art gallery in the house. And it's nice. Some people like to come see the art, some people like to come see the house, and some people like to see the garden.
Out here, among the flowers, Tim feels like home, just patiently waiting for his flowers to bloom and bring out joy.
You need to get lucky with the weather. You need to just get the word out that people come and see it, because people are busy. So it's nice that people can make a little time and come and visit.
With every blooming bulb and curated exhibit, the Colorblends House and Spring Garden reminds us that beauty grows where passion is planted.
A stunning reminder that spring has officially arrived. The Colorblends House and Spring Garden is open through May 11th with free admissions and daily access to the blooms, a beautiful way to celebrate the season and the creativity growing right here in our own backyard. For the Pulse, Pavan Vinod, Bridgeport.
When we get back, get a sneak peek at what some grad students are doing at a local radio station.
And find out about an archery program that's connecting its students to nature.
Bison are an ecosystem engineer. They fundamentally change an ecosystem. They exert this bottom-up influence. They accelerate nutrient cycling, which causes grasses and plants to regrow after being grazed.
What I think is cool about the Greater Yellowstone is that it's like a time machine. We all know this is special, because now it's really rare.
We need to do the best job possible for restoring our national mammal, and that's both reconnecting people and lands with bison. Power in the herd, power in numbers.
Welcome back to The Pulse. Sacred Heart University has a partnership with a local radio station. Some grad students get the chance to work there while they pursue their degree. Isabella Fabo has the story.
WSHU Public Radio is an NPR affiliate station located right here on campus. Each year, 3 lucky graduate students in the Journalism and Media Production program, like myself, get to be news fellows here. It's an incredible opportunity to gain real experience as a reporter.
The fellowship program that we have here at WSHU is really key to the success of the newsroom. This is not a simple one where you're studying or that you're doing intern work like get me a cup of coffee or file these papers for me. It's like you're covering stories, you're writing stories, you're reporting stories. We're creating the next generation of journalists that we can put into the system, whether they go into commercial media or whether they go into public media. We know that once they get out of here, once they complete the fellowship program, that they're in good stand to have a career that could last a while.
For me, the fellowship is what made my decision to go to grad school a no-brainer. Former and current fellows say the same thing.
This fellowship is the reason that I went to grad school. It was such a great opportunity. I couldn't say no to it, and it was something I hadn't tried before. It really made my entire grad school experience. It would have been totally different without it.
I applied to grad school with the fellowship in mind, and I thought that would be a great way for me to kind of dip my toes into something I wasn't super familiar with, because I didn't really know what kind of career path I wanted at that point.
I knew nothing about WSHU, but I was like, yeah, why not? I mean, it's experience, they pay, I'm in. So I took it, and I never looked back. I've been here since.
My experience working at a public radio station has been so valuable. I've learned more than any class could have taught me by doing real reporting, interviewing important political figures.
Can you explain what that law aims to do specifically for minors' protection and privacy and why it's so important?
We're very fortunate in the fact that the state of Connecticut has the strongest data privacy laws for children in the country.
Writing scripts and learning from my editor, and voicing for the radio. State law sets a guideline for when local and state law enforcement can communicate and work with federal ICE agents. It's called the Trust Act. I've even gotten the chance to host live on air.
Your world for all. On the web at theschmidt.org. This.
It's partly sunny today with a high in the upper 70s. Tonight, there's a low chance of showers before 8 and after 10. Mostly cloudy, though, with a low in the upper 30s. I'm Isabella Fabo. You're listening to WSHU Public Radio.
and host and produce our daily podcast. Those stories and more are coming up. I'm Isabella Fabo, filling in for Sabrina Garone. It's allowed me to explore different roles and give me so many useful skills I can add to my tool belt.
Fellowship at WSHU gave me such a wide range of different experiences here, everything from like going out in the field to reporting to producing a live talk show to even doing some social media stuff. It really felt like we were part of the team right off the bat because we are such a small station. So we're not just like getting coffee. No, we actually need people. We need bodies. We need people to go out and do these stories. So yeah, they threw us in right away.
After this fellowship experience, I feel like I will have the skills to pursue whatever job I want in the future.
I work with the best people in the business. I mean, Ebong Udama has taught me so much about Connecticut politics, and it's been such a safe space for me to grow and learn about these things while also doing it professionally. Like, I feel like I learn something new every single day, especially on general assignment. I never know what I'm going to wake up and cover, and I love it. I love knowing a little bit about a lot.
This fellowship has prepared me and the fellows before me for a real career in journalism, which some may say is more important now than ever, especially on a local level.
We're in a super crazy political time right now, and I think it's really easy to get overwhelmed by everything we see on social media and in the mainstream news. So that's why local journalism is so important, because it really forces you to take a step back and go, okay, how is this affecting me in my own community right now?
Local information is important because this is the level that we're citizens on. It's in our own communities. So to be a well-informed citizen, you need to know what's going on locally so that you can take action for that.
To say my fellowship has been life-changing may be an understatement. While it might not be the perfect fit for every fellow, it's led me to find a career I'm passionate about and actually enjoy doing. And I know I'm not the only one who feels that way.
I'm so grateful to have had the opportunity to do this fellowship and to work here. It's an amazing community, and I hope it exists for many, many more years.
It was such a huge blessing. I feel really lucky.
Whether they're working in New England, whether they're working in Arizona, whether they're working here at WSHU, it's just a great feeling to see the journalists come in and grow, the students come in and grow, and that's very rewarding.
WSHU has seen 15 news fellows in the 8 years that they've been hosting this fellowship. Many great journalists have gotten their start here, and I hope to be one of them. For The Pulse, I'm Isabella Fabo, Fairfield.
There's many different ways to practice mindfulness. One woman in Easton is trying to teach it through archery. I had the chance to visit a class in her backyard. How can one learn mindfulness in nature through a modern-day recreational sport that includes a bow and arrow? If you're curious to know more, you should visit Jackrabbit Archery. Founded by Stephanie Niles, Jackrabbit Archery, located outside her home in Easton, is where you can come to learn with mindfulness and focus. You can hit your target. Stephanie prepares for class by starting a fire while students get to interact with each other and even some of her chickens. So, what is the story behind Jackrabbit Archery?
So I began Jackrabbit Archery when my now 22-year-old was about, I would say 13 or 14. We were homeschooling in a sort of community setting with a bunch of families, and we'd share teachers and we'd teach each other kids and stuff like that. And she's like, I want to learn archery, Mom. And I thought, okay, cool. Like, let's see if we can find an archery instructor. This was in Bethel, and I couldn't find one. And so I thought, well, I think archery is pretty cool, and I'd love to learn it myself. So I did a little research and discovered I could get certified myself. I did the certification. I did level 1 and level 2, so I'm a certified level 2 coach, and started a class there, and the kids loved it. It was full, and then COVID happened. Everything shut down. Everybody's back home. And so I continued the classes here in my backyard. I set up a range, had full classes, like multiple full classes of homeschool friends, and then it sort of expanded out.
With such an interesting and unique recreational sport, I wanted to learn more about Stephanie's teaching techniques.
So I do like 5 or 6 week sessions typically, and about week 3, people start to kind of get it. I get a lot of beginners, and by week 3, like, we've worked through the steps of shooting, we've worked through how to shoot, obviously, we found the right bow for everybody, and they finally start improving, and there's like lots of little adjustments I can make for people. and they start to sink in, and everybody starts hitting targets, and they get closer and closer to bullseyes. And watching how gratifying that is for them is the most gratifying thing for me.
So, how does nature and mindfulness connect to learning archery?
So archery is innately natural if you go back in history. Like, ages ago, before we had bows and arrows made out of, carbon fiber and aluminum and all this stuff, they were hunting materials for indigenous people all over the world. And that right there is a connection to nature. I mean, people used to use bows and arrows for hunting and for sustenance and survival. Now we use it for fun, but I always inform people about the history there. And so when they come here, obviously we're shooting for fun. Like, we play games, we do a lot of fun stuff, but I always make sure people understand that connection. And like just the steps of shooting, or you sort of ground yourself, your feet to the ground. You watch your breathing. When people take slow breaths and pause, they shoot better. But it also, I think, as far as mindfulness goes, like, it kind of settles you in your body and in the space that you're in, whether it's in a shooting range, indoors, or out here.
With so much unknown happening in the world, does Stephanie believe her teaching skills will prepare her students for the apocalypse?
That comes up almost every class. Absolutely.
Okay, perfect. What? Jackrabbit Archery continues to show people how mindfulness and being one with your body can help you hit your target. For the Pulse, Aaliyah Huntley, Easton.
After the break, find out about an interactive cafe that's keeping kids both happy and healthy.
And we'll introduce you to a place that's all about ice cream.
Bison are an ecosystem engineer. They fundamentally change an ecosystem. They exert this bottom-up influence. They accelerate nutrient cycling, which causes grasses and plants to regrow after being grazed.
What I think's cool about the Greater Yellowstone is that it's like a time machine. We all know this is special, because now it's really rare.
We need to do the best job possible for restoring our national mammal, and that's both reconnecting people and lands with bison. Power in the herd, power in numbers.
Anyone with kids knows that it can be tough to hold their attention, especially at restaurants. But at this New York cafe, that's not a problem. Karthik Ganesan has more.
In the heart of Manhattan's financial district, a revolutionary space is transforming the way families eat, play, and grow together. Welcome to Complete Café and Complete Playground, where inclusion is more than a mission, it's a moment.
On the ground floor, you will find Complete Café, a fresh and family-friendly dining experience. But that's only the beginning of what's happening at 30 Broad Street. From the moment families step inside, they are greeted with warmth, laughter, and a feeling of belonging. For kids, it's exciting and intense seeing the variety of entertainment Complete Cafe provides. Guests place order through interactive table, one of a kind in the US, making every meal more than just dining. It's a digital adventure. And while waiting for the food, kids stay engaged, laughing and playing right where they sit. Upstairs, the story grows bigger. Welcome to Complete Playground, a 40,000 square foot electronics free indoor playground. It's the largest and most inclusive in all of New York City. Here, children of all ages bounce, explore, and connect in the way that no other facility in the city offers. The space also features New York's first public sensory room, a 500 square foot haven for neurodiverse children to feel safe, regulated, and stay calm.
Most of our customers are kids and families, so we are having huge responsibilities to serve healthy food. Our customers all often mention that tastes here remind them home, childhood, and we are so proud of that. While they're waiting for their food, they can enjoy with our interactive tables, which is only one in America, in the United States. You cannot find them anywhere else. And the fact that we are connected to playground makes their experience more unforgettable. So that's why they are coming always back. Plus, for parents, it's very comfortable to have in one area fun for their kids and have healthy food.
So Complete Café is something a bit different. This is like our sister brands, which was open to support Complete Playground. So the playground is nonprofit, and Complete Café was open to address need of people to have some, first of all, family-friendly restaurant. It was addressed for people who are looking for some organic options to eat for kids, and it was addressed just for families who come here, who want some nice experience, not just dining experience. So we have these tables. And we completed the dining experience together with everything. So our DNA of Complete Cafe, it's something simple, something innovative, yet it's interactive. It's for families to play real games, not overstimulating, to have real meals sourced from organic ingredients, real farms, and done really, really well. Facing our multi-level maze and obstacle course. That's where parents can see their kids from. That's where they can join their kids from. It's all adult size. Here we have multi-level obstacle course. This is amazing area. It's also adult size. This is the first place for kids in New York City, which is actually also adult size. So parents can go and play with their kids.
From a custom designed 20,000 square foot play space to children powered scooter roads, yoga, martial arts, and inclusive programming. This space is built for learning, therapy, and social interaction.
We're seeking the place where you can have fun, have delicious food, and interact with tables, with the games. That's where you're supposed to come. So give us a chance, come and let us know how you like.
And you see the stack? I really like that stuff. It's it never, you can just go top and keep exploring. It never stops. Yeah, I think this place is fun. I give it 5 stars.
From dining tables that you can play on, trampolines, therapy areas, and obstacle courses, Complete Playground is changing the way families play, eat, and spend time together, all in one place. As New York's first fully inclusive playground and cafe, it shows a place where space is designed for everyone, anything is possible. For the Pulse, Karthik Ganeshan, New York.
I wish I could have gone there when I was a kid.
Me too, but there's another spot in New York that might just be as much fun.
Oh, really? Tell me more.
That's right, they serve their fun with a cherry on top. When you think of a museum, you probably don't think of a place with pink walls and a full-size sprinkle pool, but that's exactly what you'll get at the Museum of Ice Cream. Hassan Qadri has the story.
Museum of Ice Cream in New York City offers a playful and colorful escape in the heart of Manhattan. The pink logo reflects fun, fantasy-filled experience. At the entrance, guests scan a digital barcode to begin their journey into a world of sweetness. Family, friends, and solo visitors walk in with wild smile, ready to explore the attractions. Playful toys placed near the entrance set the tone for light-hearted and joyful experience. Visitors can purchase soft toys, merchandise, and colorful things to take piece of the experience home.
My name is Velvet, and I'm the Assistant General Manager at Museum of Ice Cream here in New York City.
A wall inside says, "Ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream." The entire theme celebrates imagination and joy through pink and pastel tones. Gift section features t-shirt, water bottles, and hampers, offering visitors even more way to enjoy.
Yeah, so it started off as a pop-up in New York City about 8 years ago, and it was someone had a dream about jumping into a pool of sprinkles, and now we are at locations all across the US.
The museum serves classic ice cream flavors like chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, butterscotch, all freshly prepared. Staff members scoop and serve the ice cream. Not only that, they also offer milkshakes.
So at Museum of Ice Cream, we have many different rooms and installations. So
There's a celebration room, there's a bananas room. Our creamery lab has a really unique tree, carnival, play space, and our world famous sprinkle pool. I mean, who doesn't love a very pink place with a ton of ice cream to eat and enjoy, and you get to play like a kid, so that's what makes it truly special.
The statement perfectly captures the museum spirit. The pink service setup invites students and parents to play, explore, and click photos together. Laughter and joy fill the space as students enjoy their scoop of ice cream.
I want every guest to discover the kid in them. I think so often we're adults and have jobs and forget to play, and that's really fun. So when you come into our spaces, you get to really rediscover that kid in you, eat ice cream, and just have a blast with everyone you're connecting with.
My favorite part about working here is all the people that I get to work with. I work with the most amazing scoops, and they always inspire me and encourage me to be my best, most imaginative and energetic self.
Museum of Ice Cream staff enjoy their work with full energy and enthusiasm. They share their everyday moment and help each other.
Wow, it's so pink and it smells like ice cream. Always. The aroma of our space always catches them by surprise. Everything really does smell so good here.
A place where fun, flavor, fantasy comes together in the hearts of New York City. For the Pulse, Hassan Khadri, New York.
Wow, that place looks like heaven.
Yeah, and it's just a train ride away.
That's awesome. Well, that's all we have for you today.
Thanks for watching this episode of The Pulse. I'm Aaliyah Huntley.
And I'm Sarah Anastasi. We'll see you next time.